shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada.
Yes. So anybody could talk to anybody who don't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. Anybody could talk to peace of Christ to you, my sister, peace of Christ to you. So anybody, God bless you too, my sister, God bless you. So anybody could talk to someone who don't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. And I want to say a shout out to Truth Seeker, because most of what is going to be said today is found in his videos. So I'll respect to this guy, Truth Seeker, or this lady. I don't know if he's a man or a woman. But what we hear right here is that anybody, and this is what people like Uthman, Fibin, Farooq, and all these people are doing to gullible people on the street. They come and they give them this polished version of Islam, and then all of a sudden these guys are saying Shahada. So my sister said they can lie to call people to Islam. This is true. So anybody, if you listen to what the the person in the video says, and this is a Muslim speaking in the video.
Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. Yeah.
So anybody could talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their shahada. You know, this is critical. This is something that we need to be thinking about. You know, and we find this happening so often to people taking shahadas and don't have a clue what Islam is about. Know nothing about Islam, but they are taking shahadas. I'm gonna play a video, but before we do this, I want to say all praises to the triune God, the God who is above all gods, the God who gives us wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And to me, Islam is nothing but nonsense. So look at we're gonna read a Quran verse, and we're gonna look at this verse, and we're gonna see that I've been telling people that a man write the Quran, and you could tell that the action of Muhammad and the action of the Muslim show that a man write the Quran. They have no respect for their own Quran, because they are divided. They don't know which way to go. They can't tell if they should say this or they should say that. 1 minute they say this, but their actions show something different. And 1 minute they say this, and they ignore the Quran because they have to ignore certain verses in the Quran. So, and my sister is saying famous surah. Let me see. Hold on 1 minute. So what we're gonna play here is this surah verse here. First, we're gonna look at this surah here. So if we look at this, we see this is Surah 8, verse 39. Surah 8, verse 39. And you will see all these different way of translating this verse. Fight them till there is no temptation, and in parentheses, which is added, parentheses, anything in parentheses is a add, if the person add this, or sedition or persecution. So fight them till there is no temptation. That one said. And the religion is all for Allah. So all the religion, everything in the should be for Allah. There should be no other religion but Allah's religion. Then fight them so that idolatry will not exist anymore and God's religion will stand supreme. So no more idolatry and only Islam. So you see the difference between these translation. This one say, fight them until there is no fitna, mischief. So they put fitna as mischief, and total obedience become for Allah. So, so this verse is telling you to fight people. He's telling you to fight people, and he said to fight until there is no more fitna. Some say mischief, some say temptation, some say idolatry. So fitna can be idolatry, according to what we see here. Fitna could be temptation, and fitna could be mischief. But the end of all is that the total obedience become for Allah. So you're fighting until total obedience become for Allah. You're fighting until Allah's religion will stand supreme. God's religion stands supreme. You're fighting again, and the religion is all for Allah. So, what is fitna? The question is, what is fitna? And why would religion all belong to Allah? That's the question. But let's look at something. Listen what the Quran says here. And this is why I tell you the Quran is written by a man. Totally by a man. One verse is telling you to fight until all religion belong to Allah. And the other verse is telling you what this other verse is telling you. Listen to what the other verse is telling you. Here it is here. This is the other verse telling you something totally different. There shall be no compulsion in acceptance of the religion. There is no compulsion in religion, but you must fight until all religion belong to Allah. And there is no compulsion in religion. According to some of the translation, it's telling you to fight until there is no persecution. But as I always say, there can be no persecution, but that doesn't mean that all the religion will belong to Allah. So what is it telling you? That in order for all the religion to belong to Allah, you must be fighting those who are not persecuting you, because not all people will persecute anybody. So what it means is the word fitna doesn't mean persecution, as some of the Muslim translators have it. You see, Muhammad Sawar has it as idolatry, fight until there is no more idolatry. And according to Islam, Christianity is idolatry. And this is why Surah 9, verse 29 is telling the Muslims to fight. Surah 9, verse 29 is telling the Muslims to fight the Christians and the Jew until they fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last days, and do not believe in what Allah and his apostle have made unlawful. That means if you don't believe in Islam, you should be fought. You should fight people who do not believe in Islam. And this is why what makes Surah 8, verse 38 makes sense. Fight until all religion belong to Allah. That means you're going to fight Christian and Jews even when they're not fighting you. That's what it means. Because all religion does not have to belong to Allah if no one is oppressing anyone. But the verse is saying that all religion should belong to Allah. there's only one way to make all religion belong to Allah, is to fight the people who are not fighting you. So look at this right here. Let's go to this video, because we have said this several times, but this is important that we keep showing these things, because they say Islam is a religion of peace. But you will hear from the Muslims' mouth, the ones who are inclined to tell the truth, you will hear from their mouth something totally different. So let's look into this. Listen to this video here.
If a person changes his religion from Islam to any other religion, the punishment should be death.
I was attacked from nowhere. I didn't see it coming.
This is what it means to be subdued. It means that Islam is reigning over you victorious. As Allah said in the Quran, that this is the religion that was sent in truth to reign supreme over all other religions. And that's the context. If there's jizya being implied or applied, that means Islam was victorious over them and that they are subdued in this way.
I'll add one more verse, one second.
So you see how the guy in this video, he's not afraid to tell you that jizya is paid to show that you are subdued. So we're going to piece it all together and see under what occasion is jizya paid.
Aaron, one simple verse. I swear to Asaf, what Allah says, those who truly believe in the Messiah. Because it's us Muslims really truly believe in the Messiah, that the true narrative. They will be superior over the disbeliever until the day of judgment. So you got the message. If you can't beat it, you need to join us.
Yeah, we're not going back and forth. We're not going to sugarcoat nothing. Just because somebody has a YouTube channel, some so-called da'i says something else, that's not us, man. This is our religion. Allah, He says, fight them until there's no fitna on this earth, meaning that Islam spreads. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Umirtu an uqatil an-nas hatta an yashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa Muhammadur Rasulullah." I have been commanded to fight the people until they believe in Allah and they worship Allah alone and Muhammad is the messenger, and they give the tax and the alms. And if they...
So you see what this Muslim is saying? He's saying he have the belief that they should fight people regardless. Fight people until the only religion is Allah's religion. And he do believe that Muhammad believed this, because he said, Muhammad says he is commanded to fight the people until they say there is no other God deserved to be worshipped but Allah. I'm paraphrasing. And Muhammad is their messenger. And and if they don't, they pay the jizya.
do this, then their blood and their wealth is protected.
So if they confess that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah and Allah is the only God deserved to be worshipped, then their blood and property will be protected. If you notice, he says that their property will be protected because Muhammad was stealing from the people. He was robbing and killing the people. The people who don't believe in his religion, he attacked them and robbed them and take away their wealth. This is what happened at K-Bar, where he actually they light a fire on the chest of a Jew so that the Jew would speak where he hid his riches. And this is why Muhammad was poisoned, because of his terrorist activity. The Jewish woman poisoned him, and when Muhammad asked the Jewish woman why she did what she did, she said, if you were a true prophet, then you would not be poisoned, but if you are a false prophet, then we will get rid of you. You know, he had just ravished their community, taken women captive. Actually, he took a woman himself and went off and have sex with her. And he was so presumptuous and so obnoxious in his dirty ways that he think he was above everybody, that when they cook for him, he decided to eat. So the Jews cooked for him, a Jewish woman cooked for him after he just killed thousands of Jews. A Jewish woman cooked for him, and he, in his stupidity, decided to eat because he was stupid. And, there was no God guiding him. You know, he was just a possessed, stupid man, and so he decided to eat what they cook. But you will see what this guy is saying here, that he's not sugarcoating anything. He doesn't, because some people have a YouTube channel and trying to influence people. He's not into that. He's not trying to sugarcoat anything. He's telling the truth about Islam.
This is our religion, man. We're not sugarcoating nothing.
Yeah, but okay, awesome. I appreciate that, and thank you for your honesty. The last question I'll ask Aisha is...
Don't worry, why do you want to
that
focus on Aisha?
Oh, okay, no more. No, Aisha. I'm sorry. I meant to, like, I was trying to pronounce Aisha. I'm sorry, my Arabic is not perfect.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry about that. You said that the jizya is only offered to the Christians, the Ahlul Kitab, the people of the book. So what's offered to the other people that aren't a part of this umbrella?
War or Islam?
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for your honesty.
Serious as the situation can be in the UK, for ex-Muslims living abroad, the repercussions can be even worse. A comprehensive report released by a humanist organization stated that in 13 countries across the world, all of the Muslim states, apostasy carries the death penalty. And in other countries...
So you see in the Quran, and this is why I say it's an idiot wrote the Quran, and I would always say that, because inside the Quran it says there is no compulsion in religion, but we have Muhammad saying that whosoever leave his religion, kill him. So and then the same Quran, which is Quran 33 verse 21, is saying that Muhammad is the perfect example to follow. So at the end of the day, should we follow Muhammad or should we follow the Quran? So the Quran gave its glory to Muhammad by saying that, hey, Muhammad is the perfect example to follow. And there is no compulsion in religion, but the same Quran that is telling you that there is no compulsion in religion is telling you to fight them so that idolatry will not exist. So if you're fighting people who have their religion and idolatry will not exist, what you think you're doing? You're compelling people to, you're indirectly compelling people to become Muslims. That's what you actually are doing. So when you see like, oh, there is no compulsion in religion, but fight them until idolatry will not exist and God's religion will reign supreme. How does that make sense? Does that even make any sense at all? That there is no compulsion in religion? So and when you look at it, you know, some translation, because they see the problem, some translator, they see the problem, they try to translate the word fitna, the Arabic word fitna, to mean oppression and persecution and turmoil and all this stuff. But we see that it doesn't fit, because what? In a society, there may be no oppression of the Muslim, because the Muslim may be majority in the society, and there may be no oppression of the Muslims. But according to the Quran, it says until Allah religion, it says until Allah's religion, until all religion belong to Allah. So, you know, and when the guy was saying, Muhammad said, I was commanded to fight. Actually, let me find that. Because this is important. Muhammad is saying, I was commanded to fight people until they testify that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. So you see that, you know, and that is a Bukhari, and also Muslim. So let me see. It's what. Let me see what it is. So Sahih Muslim 22, Book 1, Hadith 36. Muhammad said, I was commanded to fight until fight people until they testify that there is no God but Allah, that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and they establish prayer. So you're fighting them until they establish prayer. Who is going to establish prayer? A Muslim. So you're fighting them until they testify, until they say the Shahada. Yeah, that literally that you're doing. You're fighting them until they say the Shahada. So at the end of the day, there's compulsion in Islamic religion. You know, and that is how Muhammad interpret Surah 8 verse 38. Muhammad interprets Surah 8 verse 38 as fighting the people until they say the Shahada and establish prayer. And who established prayer and pay zakat? Who pays zakat? Muslims. Who establish prayer? Muslims. So he's fighting them. See the word till. Let me put this on the screen so that you guys could see this. This is the seriousness of this thing. You know, like a lot of people don't take Islam serious, but Islam is serious. So if you look at here, what we got here, he's saying, I've been commanded to fight against people till. See the word till here? The word till is saying until. You fight them until. The reason you are doing it is your reason for fighting is for something. What are you fighting for? You're fighting till they testify that there is no God but Allah, that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. That is the Shahada. So you're fighting till they say the Shahada and they establish prayer. What kind of prayer? Muslim prayer, not prayer to Jesus. And pay zakat. Who pays zakat? Muslim. And if they do, their blood and property are guaranteed protection on my behalf, except when justified by law, by Islamic law. And their affair rests with Allah. So the reason Muhammad interpretation of Surah 9 verse 5, and also Surah 9 verse 29, where you fight the Jews and the Christian until they pay the jizya because they don't believe in Muhammad. The reason for fighting the Jews and the Christian in Surah 9 verse 29 is because they don't believe in Muhammad. And here is the verification in the hadith that Muhammad is saying that he fight these people for these reasons. But look at what we're going to go back and see here. And we're going to hear the guy say they realize what they did, that they reveal Islam, and they're going to try to soften it in a little bit.
Like Bangladesh and Tunisia, people who have left the faith are often attacked by extremists.
Honestly.
Wait. Before you leave,
I'm gonna listen. No, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna listen. My phone's about to die, but
You need
so I'm not
protection.
gonna engage no more.
Okay.
I'm gonna you get protection. All right.
Yeah,
You
no,
pay jizya,
I know.
you get protection. Don't worry. You don't have to go and fight. We fight for you when you pay the jizya. You understand?
So you pay jizya and you don't have to go and fight, and they fight for you. Who told these people that I want them to fight for me? Now, who told a Muslim that I want them to fight for me? So you see, they are compelling you to pay something that you didn't want. You didn't want them to fight for you. Nobody asked them to fight for you, but they come and they want you. They're compelling you to pay the jizya, and then they fight for you. But like, hey, I asked you to fight for me. No, I did not ask you to fight for me. So that's compulsion right there, compelling me to pay something so that you fight when I didn't want you to fight. Not everybody wants any war. Not everybody wants to fight. So at the end of the day, what do you see? Compulsion.
Thank you.
But look, this one thing that you're not understanding. The brothers are not telling you that we're going to war to force them to become Muslim. They said they're going to war to make them pay the jizya.
So this idiot, what is his name? Naeem, he's saying that the brothers are not saying that we go to war to force them to become Muslim. Why are you going to war then? Just for them to pay the jizya? Do you see that? So what he's actually saying is exploitation, that they go to war to exploit people, to take money from people, to subjugate people and take money from people. So that that in a sense, what you know, you're going to war to fight people to pay jizya. Wow. So you're going to war to scare people into paying you money. Why he had to do this? Because the Quran said there is no compulsion in religion. So he have to try to cover that up. But is that true? Is this true what this idiot just said? Let's make a bigger person than him will tell us if what he's saying is true. We're going to use a bigger voice. Let a bigger voice speak and see. We'll see that nothing these Muslims tell you should believe, you know, unless they're speaking the truth, because they never speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They speak from the side of their mouth. They speak sideways. So you hear that Muslim just say that the reason they're going to war is not to convert people to Islam, but for them to pay the jizya. Listen to what this Muslim is going to say. This Muslim have a different idea why they go to war.
The other type of jihad is the one that everyone trying to hide. And it's called jihadut talab. And this means that the jihad of pursuing, running after. And this jihad was at the time of the Prophet ﷺ.
Do you notice what he said? This jihad was at the time of Muhammad. He said this jihad was at the time of Muhammad, and this jihad is pursuing, running after. That means it's not people fighting you pursuing and running after people. And he's going to further explain it, the reason why they go to war. This Muslim in the first clip says, we don't go to war to make them become Muslim. We go to war because we want them to pay the jizya. So literally, he's saying that we go into war to exploit the people, to take from the people. So it's like, okay, what is the difference between a Muslim and a bandit? What's the difference between a Muslim and a robber who go to war with you to steal what you have? In today's society, what's the difference between a Muslim and a robber, and any society at all? What's the difference between a Muslim and a robber? No different. A Muslim go to war, according to the guy before, that he go to war to rob people, to exploit people and to rob people. Because we didn't go to war with you to make you become Muslim. We go to war with you for you to pay the jizya. We'll repeat that part of the clip for you guys. So but we're gonna see here that this sheikh, who proud himself, prize himself, and is very proud to be called a scholar. He actually boasts and said, "You got a very good scholar." You know, he is saying something totally different.
But this jihad cannot be accomplished, cannot take place unless the state of the Muslims is strong. If you don't have a strong Muslim country, who can they pursue or attack? No, stay.
So you see that if you don't have a strong Muslim country, who can you pursue or attack? So this is not talking about someone attacking you. This is talking about you attacking people. So if you're Muslim, if the Muslim country or the Muslim state is not strong, who can they attack, or can they attack you? They cannot attack a country if the state is not strong. It's just like say, okay, I'm gonna attack Israel when Israel got nuclear weapon and you don't have it. You know, I'm gonna attack Israel. Israel got nuclear weapon, and Israel decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna throw a little piece over there to them. They know they can. They're not strong enough to do that, and that's why you not see them do some things to Israel there. Their greatest enemy is in the middle of them, and they can't hurt their great enemy because the enemy is so powerful.
Where you are, just try to fix yourself, enrich your people with Islamic knowledge and Iman, then you can go. And what is the reason behind such jihad?
Hey, I want you guys pay attention to this part. Remember what the first Muslim says. The first Muslim said, we are not going to attack them for them to become Muslim. We are attacking them for them to pay jizya. I will repeat when he says that. But listen to this, what this Muslim say.
Reason behind such jihad, number one, to call them to Islam. It is for da'wah.
So you hear what he says? One more time.
Such jihad, number one, to call them to Islam. It is for behind such jihad, number one, to reason behind such jihad, number one, to call them to Islam. And what is the reason behind such jihad? Number one, to call them to Islam. Iman, then you can go. And what is the reason behind such jihad? Number one, to call them to Islam. It is.
So he said the number one reason behind attacking other countries and other people is to call them to Islam. So tell me now, how is there no compulsion in religion? Islam is for dummies, man. I'm telling you. The God of Islam is a deceiver. The God of Islam is a deceiver. You heard what this guy said. You heard exactly what this guy said. Don't you hear exactly what this guy said? He says, man, he says, the Quran says there is no compulsion in religion. But he says this kind of jihad was practiced in the time of Muhammad. So what does the Quran call compulsion? What does the Quran call compulsion? I'm telling you, the God of the Quran Muhammad says women have a deficient in their intelligence, but the God of the Quran definitely have a deficient in its intelligence, because we know who the God of the Quran is. The God of the Quran is Muhammad. The God of the Quran is Muhammad's alter ego, pushed by Satan. Pushed by Satan. You could tell. You listen to the things in the Quran and you see the behavior of Muhammad, then you will see. In the Quran told Muhammad, he says, don't take the Jews or the Christian as your friend, because Muhammad ate the Jews and the Christian. So he wrote a verse and said, don't take the Jews and the Christian as your friend. But he attacked a Jewish community, K-Bar, and maybe hours later, he was eating goat meat from a Jewish woman. What a dumb bastard. Do you see how much of a dumb bastard this man was? Do you see? Like me, I'm not attacking anyone, but there's people I would never eat from. For real. It's not like I ate them, but I would not eat from them. For real. There is people I would not eat from at all. But you're going to eat from the people that you just murdered, because Muhammad knew the Quran is a stupid book that he's using to dictate to the people and to rob the people. And that's why Muhammad says, I was, what he says, I was, he said, my livelihood come from my spear. He said, I was made victorious with terror. He knew what he was doing. He know what he was doing. He know he was terrorizing the people, exploiting the people with his religion. And his baby wife, Aisha, knows what Muhammad was doing. She was catching on to it. She said, you seems like your Lord hastened to fulfill your desire. She knows he was using this so-called God to get whatever he wants. But she had to be careful, because Muhammad was a killer. And Umar was a killer. Abu Bakr was a killer. Muhammad surrounded himself with killer. Let me show you. Let's just show you something real fast. and we show you these kind of things that used to happen in the time of Muhammad. You show these to the Muslim, they say, oh, that is not authentic. But it's coming from a Muslim source. Why were Muslim talking these things about Muhammad? You know, why were they talking these things about Muhammad? We show you how the things that Muhammad was doing, and how it was affecting people's life. Let's show you how the things that Muhammad was doing and how it was affecting the life of the people around him, how evil it was and how it was affecting the life of the people. But to show you that Muhammad was a careless man, you know, after he do all these things and say all these things, you know, he was still eating from the Jews. After he was ravishing their community, robbing the people, he was still eating from them because Muhammad was a worthless, foolish bastard. The apostle of Allah said, kill any Jew that fall into your power. See that? Kill any Jew that fall into your power. But this idiot is eating from a Jew. Wow, what a beautiful prophet. It's a non-profit organization. A full profit. Man. Thereupon, Moheisha leapt upon Ibn Sunayna, a Jewish merchant with whom they had social business relation, and killed him. So he killed this man. He killed this man. And let me show you where compulsion comes in. And these Abduls will say that's not compulsion, but it is compulsion. Look at this. Uwaisha was not a Muslim at the time. So Uwaisha was not a Muslim at the time, though he was the elder brother. He was the elder brother of Muaisha, who killed the Jew. When Muaisha killed the Jew, Uwaisha began to beat him, saying, "You enemy of God." Do you see? This man have a better understanding of what God should be. Did you kill him when much of the fat in your belly comes from his wealth? Muaisha answered, "Had the one who ordered me to kill him had ordered me to kill you, I would have cut off your head." Do you see that? This was the beginning of Uwaisha's acceptance of Islam. So guess what? Because his brother told him, like, this is your brother that came from the same womb and possibly from the same loins. Came from the same womb and and possibly from the same male loins. He's telling you that, hey, if Muhammad had told me to kill you, I would have killed you. Can you imagine you saying to your brother, man, if somebody had told me to kill you, I would have killed you. So the love for your brother is totally gone, is nothing because of Muhammad. And look what happened. Uwaisha replied, exclaimed, "By God, any religion which can bring you to this is marvelous." Wow. Do you see that? The fear that goes into that man. There's so much fear that he became a Muslim. And he became, see that part there? And he became a Muslim. Fear. The other day, man, I watched a video. The other day I watched a video. I don't sugarcoat nothing here. The other day I watched a video where this guy was going on the when the delivery guy from Amazon or from UPS or FedEx come and put the people's parcels and people's whatever you buy on their porch. This black guy, I'm black, so I can say black guy because he's black. This black guy would go there, man. Every set black guy. When I say every set, mean he have some weight on him. But he would go there and steal these people's packages. So the owner of the house is black. I think he up and down in the south of America. And the owner of the house is black. So when he come to steal, the owner, you could tell by the sound of the gun that is a shotgun, a long range shotgun. So the the owner of the house tag him. I don't know if the shot hit him. I don't know if the shot hit him or if he got scared and I know he fall and he hurt himself and he actually climbed back up on the porch. This is how confused he was. He climbed back up on the porch and he pooped on himself. He got so scared, he pooped on himself. This is what happened to this is what happened to Ueisha. That's what happened to him after his brother killed that man and told him like, hey, I will kill you too. Man, literally he pooped in his pants and he become a Muslim. And this is the religion that is not compulsion. Wow. It's like Jesus' disciple. It's like Jesus' disciple decided to kill a man because Jesus said, oh, kill a man, kill him. Kill any, Jesus was saying to you, kill any Gentile who fall into your hand, and you jump up and kill a Gentile, and another Gentile says, you know, this is the best religion ever. Look what the man says. A religion which can bring you to this, a religion that can bring you to kill your own brother is marvelous. Is marvelous. And he became a Muslim. And where we find that? Ibn Ishaq and Isham, page 554. These Muslims will say, oh, it is not Sahih. It is not Sahih. He was taking things from everybody. But this is Ibn Ishaq is a Muslim. Isham is a Muslim. We're not quoting anything from no outsiders. Why were they telling these stories? Because they believe that these stories happen. They're not going to write anything, or we're writing everything and anything. No, they believe that these stories were true. They believe that these stories were true. And that's why they wrote these stories. This is why they wrote these stories. There is a story where a man was praying more than Muhammad. And why I believe that this story is true? Because there is a story where a man was known to be a very praying man and would go into the mosque several times, pray and pray and pray. And Muhammad started asking several different people to go and kill the man. 3 different people. I think Muhammad asked Ali to kill the man. Muhammad asked Abu Bakr to kill the man. Muhammad asked Umar to kill the man. And their conscience was better than Muhammad's conscience. Just like Ueisha conscience, he was not a Muslim. Look at this. Ueisha was not a Muslim. And what did Ueisha did? Look. It says right here, man, look at it. And this is why we know that Islam, the Muslim would tell us that Islam was the best thing. The society that Islam came up in was so bad that Islam changed the society. But we see that it's not true. And I could use several sources to show you that it's not true. A matter of fact, I'm going to use 3 sources, this one and 2 more sources to show you that that's a lie. That's a total lie. It's not true. That the society that exists before Muhammad was worse than Muhammad. That's a lie. Let me show you why I said this. Ueisha was not a Muslim at the time. He was not a Muslim, though he was the older brother. So he was the older brother. When Ueisha killed the Jew for no reason at all, other than Muhammad say, kill the Jew, Ueisha began to beat him, saying, you enemy of God. But which God was this? He was not a Muslim, but he was calling the Muslim an enemy of God. Do you see that? This man was not a Muslim, but he was calling the Muslim an enemy of God, therefore calling Muhammad an enemy of God. Because it was Muhammad who says, kill any Jew that falls into your power. And the Muslim act upon what Muhammad did. And then the non-Muslim, the guy who was not a Muslim, said to him, you are an enemy of God. Did you kill him when much of the fat on your belly comes from his wealth? So, what is this telling you, my friends? This is telling you that the society around Muhammad was better than Islam. The society around, because this man have a belief in God, but he was not a Muslim. And he is telling the Muslim and indirectly telling Muhammad that you are evil, you are enemy of God. Because Muhammad is the one who ordered the killing, but the man was saying that to his brother, you are an enemy of God. Do you see these things, man? But he got scared, and people can become scared and indulge in evil. Moisha answered, "At the one who ordered me to kill him, ordered me to kill you, I would have cut your head off." This was the beginning of Uwaisha's acceptance of Islam. He didn't want his head to be cut off, so he quickly became a Muslim. He quickly became a Muslim. If that could happen to someone who was seeing Islam in real time, that happened to someone who was seeing Islam in real time. And this is what's happening to us now. Let me show you what is happening to us now. This is what's happening to us.
But I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their Shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody could like talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam and get them to take their Shahada. Yeah, but I mean, anybody.
Do you see that? That's what's happening to us now. People are talking to people who know nothing about Islam, and they are becoming Muslims. So this is where we are now. This is where we are. This is where we are now. But let me show you another reason that I believe that the society in the surrounding Arabia was better than what Muhammad brought. Let me show you why I say that. So you see one example where a non-Muslim was showing these two Muslims, Muhammad and his companion, that they are enemies of God. Indirectly, he was telling Muhammad that you are an enemy of God, because the man have more godly moral than what Muhammad and his brother have. Muhammad and the man's brother have less godly moral, and this is why the man could say, you are an enemy of God. But Muhammad was the one who said, kill any Jew that fall into your power. Look at this, kill any Jew that fall into your power. And the man followed suit. And guess what his brother's reaction was? You are an enemy of God. Did you kill him? And you will see the reaction. Now, listen, here is the other one. Here is the other one. Here is the other reason we can say that there was a higher moral than, and it's also another killing. It's also another killing. There was a higher moral. There was a higher moral than Islam. Here we go. This is from Tabari, volume 17, page 191. So there was an higher moral. And listen to this, and I will show you that there was an higher moral in the Arabian desert than Islam. But there was an old man among them, a Christian called B. Mansour, who said, by God, the only error I've made since attaining reason was abandoning my religion, the religion of truth, for yours, the religion of wickedness. So here is this man who leave Christianity, become a Muslim, and found out that Islam is the religion of wickedness. And he said the only error he make was abandoning his religion, the religion of truth, for yours, the religion of wickedness. And look what happened. No, he said, no, by God, I will not leave my religion. So he's going back. He said, I'm going back to become what I was before. And I will not accept yours as long as I live, as long as he live. This man set his foot down as a foundation and will not move his feet. Maquil brought him forward and cut off his head. So he died because he refused Islam. So you see, we see these things showing us that the standard was higher. There was a higher standard in the Arabian desert that was higher than Islam. Not only that, let me show you. This one I may not have here on my stuff, but in the incident where Muhammad told, remember Surah 4, verse 34 told you could beat your wife. Surah 4, verse 34 told you could beat your wife. And there was an incident where a woman was beaten until she was green. Okay, here it is right here. And we found that in Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 7, book 72, number 715. So let me show you that. It's not hard to see that Islam is a nothing, and there was a higher standard than Islam in the Arabian desert. It's not hard to see that. You just got to read, and you will see that there was a art. Look at this right here, and you will see that there is a better standard. Narrated Ikrimah, Rafia divorced his wife, whereupon Abu Rahman bin al-Zubair al-Qurazi married her. So this man divorced his wife and someone else married her. Aisha said the lady came wearing a green veil and complained to her, Aisha, of her husband and show her a green spot on her skin caused by beating. Remember, it is Surah 4, verse 34 that says you can beat your wife. It was the habit of the ladies to support the apostle came. Aisha said, notice what Aisha said here. I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. What is that telling you? There's a higher standard in the desert. There was a higher standard in the desert. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. So don't let these Muslims lie to you and tell you Islam was the highest standard. 3 sources so far, and we could find many more sources that shows that there was a higher standard than Islam in the desert. In the desert, there was a higher standard than Islam. A higher standard. If Aisha could say, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing woman, she see what was happening to these women as sufferation. But what did Muhammad do? Did Muhammad tell Abdurrahman to stop beating his wife? No. Muhammad concocted a monkey court and let the man go free to continue to beat his wife. And Muhammad is such a stupid bastard. If you look at the court that the Muhammad concocted, listen, then the prophet, so the woman said the man is impotent, and that's why she's been beaten by the man. She want to go back to her according to the man, she want to go back to her ex-husband, and according to the woman, the man is impotent. And look at the stupid Muhammad. Then the prophet saw two boys with Abu Rahman and asked him, "Are these your son?" And that Abu Rahman said, "Yes." The prophet said, "You claim what you claim, that he is impotent, but by Allah, these boys resemble him as crow resemble a crow." What a stupid bastard. So because the boys look like this man, that means the man is not impotent. You could have two sons. I have a young son, and I could be impotent at this very moment. Muhammad was such a stupid bastard. As a crow resemble a crow, Muhammad is like a crow resemble. Muhammad's behavior is like a crow's behavior. Talk like a crow. You know, this is stupidity. Because the man have two boys, that means the man is not impotent. What a stupid bastard. Do you see that? Muhammad, is this a prophet? Is this what you call a prophet? Have no wisdom in him, but he called a prophet. And this is according to the Quran, is the perfect example for you to follow. Perfect example for you to follow. Perfect example for you to follow is this bloody bastard. It's a perfect example for you to follow. Naive, illiterate bastard. Greetings, my brother. How are you, man? So this naive, illiterate bastard is the perfect example to follow with his monkey cord. So what we see here, let's go back and play what the Muslims say here. You will see where he says,
force them to become Muslim. They said they're going to war to make them pay the jizya. So it's a falsehood going to war to force them to become Muslim. But look, this one thing that you're not understanding. The brothers are not telling you that we're going to war to force them to become Muslim. They said they're going to war to make them pay the jizya. So
they're going to war to make them pay the jizya. Does that even make no sense? You're going to go to a neighboring country and capture the neighboring country to make them pay the jizya. A Muslim come to, say, Cuba. Cuba is the closest country to Jamaica. And say Cuba was a Muslim country. And Cuba come over to Jamaica and capture the Jamaicans and force them to pay the jizya. And that's all that Cuba wants. And Cuba is a Muslim country. This guy is a lying bastard, just like Uthman ibn Farooq, footnote Farooq. They are just liars. Look at what this other guy is going to say. And you will see that they are speaking two different languages. Two different languages. They're not speaking the same language. No. Listen to what he says.
Iman, then you can go. And what is the reason behind such jihad? Number one, to call them to Islam. It is for them.
So the number one reason behind this kind of jihad is to call them to Islam. So you're going to go and captivate a country and call them to jihad. Let this guy continue.
Da'wah. The jihad is only for da'wah. That is why when Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country, what do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they accept it, leave them. Khalas, they're Muslims.
So if you accept it, leave them. Alas, they're Muslim. Do you see? If they accept it, leave them. Alas, they're Muslim. And this is a lie. Because what? They're now under the Islamic Caliphate. So they accept Islam, you're not leaving them. They're under the Islamic law, the Sharia law. Do you see that this guy is a donkey too? They're all donkeys. Dawa donkeys.
We go.
We go where? When they're gonna be under Islamic caliphate and Islamic ruling, you go where? You're gonna leave? Oh, you become Muslim and then we go back where we coming from? No, the government become Islamic government, and in most cases the government is not even from that country. It's a capturing country, the country that captured them. The government from that country is what's gonna rule that new country, the country they captured. See, this guy is a donkey too.
We don't want your country. We don't want your land. We don't want your wealth. If they refuse, then tell them Allah obliged upon you to pay taxation.
So if they refuse to become Muslim, they pay taxation, and there is no compulsion in religion. Is that it? Do you see the cognitive deficiency of a Muslim mind? You see that? The cognitive deficiency of a Muslim mind. Force me to pay jizya or kill me. You actually say if they refuse to pay jizya, you cut off their head. And then you say that there is no compulsion in religion. There's compulsion in paying the jizya. Is the jizya a part of the Islamic religion? Yes, it is. You compelling somebody to pay jizya, become Muslim or pay the jizya. That's compulsion. What more compulsion could you want? You don't see Christian running around and say, be Christian or we cut off your head.
Jizya. Stay kafir as you wish, no problem.
Do you say kafir as you wish? That's a lie too. That's totally as a lie. Kafir as you wish. No. They stop you from building churches. They stop you from doing this. They stop you from... That's what they will do when they come and they capture your country. They are deceptive. All these idiots are deceptive. From Uthman ibn Farooq to all of them, they are just deceptive donkeys, man. But listen to the end right there.
But you have to give us a percentage. And this percentage, by the way, is given once or twice a year, depending on the rules. And it's less or equivalent to zakat, your own zakat.
What a donkey, man. So you capture somebody's, you come into somebody's livelihood and they must pay you a certain percentage out of what they make. Some of these people can't even take care of their children, but they got to pay you a certain percentage. You know, man, I'm doing some research in some African nation, you know, the ones that I can reach out to, where I can help some people. And when I see the life of some people, I'll be like, wow. You know, just seeing the life of some people, you know, or the way some people live, you'll be like, wow. And the only thing is very difficult to find people who are honest enough to help these people. When I say help, you know, you want to help, but you want to find somebody who you can trust to send that money to help that person or send that those. And it's very, very difficult, you know, to find, you know, but God bless me that I found one person. So that's a big start, you know, but it's a big start. But, you know, we're talking about some of these countries are poor country, but here comes these Muslim and, oh, you must pay us this and you must pay us that. They already have their country and their payment system of how their government work. But here come you and say, hey, pay me this and pay me that. Because to be real with you, Muhammad was a lazy bastard and his companions were lazy bastards. They didn't want to work. They didn't want to do nothing. They didn't want to do nothing for themselves. They want to live off the people around them. And that's what they were doing. This jizya and all this stuff, that's what what's about. But they cover it up. Oh, that's protection money. Protection from what? Did these people ask you that they want to be protected? Did they tell you to invade their community and fight them and they need to be protected? No, that's not true. And protected from who? Protected from who? Let me read something to you and we show you who they are protected from. They're protected from Muslims. I'm gonna show you why I know that. From the Hadith, we see that they were protected from Muslims. Nobody but Muslims. So if you go to Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 9, book 85, number 77, you will read this. Abu Hurairah narrated while we were in the mosque, the Prophet came out and said, let us go to the Jews. So here is Muhammad saying, let us go to the Jews. When we went until we reached Beit al-Madras, he said to them, if you embrace Islam, you will be safe. Notice what he's saying. If you embrace Islam, you will be safe. You should know that the earth belongs to Allah and his apostle, and I want to expel you from this land. So if any amongst you own any property, he is permitted to sell it. Otherwise, you should know that the earth belongs to Allah and his apostle. So who was the protection from? Who was the protection from? Muhammad and his bandits. It's mob money. You know, back in the days, the mob come into your community and take over, and you have to pay them money to protect you. Protect you from who? Protect you from themselves. If you don't pay the protection money, then you're in problem.
And by the way, jizya is not taken from women. You didn't know this, did you? So I'm teaching you new things, Mash.
What a dumb donkey. Jizya is not taken from women, but you take from the man. So anything you take from a man, because those societies, men were the breadwinners. And you could see that even in the Quran verse, that many cases, men were the breadwinners, and that's why the Quran have men superior to women. Do you see that? Muhammad was a donkey. This guy become a donkey. A donkey following a donkey. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw.
MashaAllah, Sheikh Scholar is a very big scholar.
Do you hear what he says? His scholar is a very big scholar. So which one of these Muslims is a liar? We got a couple Muslims. Which one is a liar? So she said, what percentage? It could be any percentage. It depends on how much you want to charge, how evil your mind is. Wow. Do you see? They feel insulted and humiliated, pay jizya. That's the purpose of the jizya, is to make you feel, to diminish you. Because that's what Muslim like, to make people feel second class. Like, you know, we are the big dogs and you are nobody. That's it. Yeah, this is the name of all these people. Dawa donkeys. All these people out here selling this Islam and nothing but dawa donkeys, man. So anyway, I want to end this, and I want to say, man, all praises to the triune God, the God who is above all gods, the God who gives us wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things, and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And Islam is nothing but nonsense. You could see it. It's obvious. It's not like, oh, it's rocket science. That you could see that Islam is nothing but nonsense. So I want to say peace out, man, and thank you guys, everybody who come out and watch, and the people who will watch in the future. You know, we do this till we die. You know, so our praises to God Almighty, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.